Today, personal story from my childhood. It's actually one that is about how I was raised in a dual religious environment. It wasn't even just a dual religious environment, it was an open religious environment. So any religion that my sister and I wanted to explore was totally open to us. A little background, my mother was raised in a strict Catholic environment. She went to Catholic high school, all of those things. So that's her environment. And then my father is Jewish. He went to Hebrew school. He's been to Israel, had a bar mitzvah. So those are two clearly opposite religions. And my parents gave me the choice, really, to follow any religion that I wanted to. And if you don't know much about how those two religions oppose each other, simply put, the Catholic religion states that you should follow the religion of your father, which I just told you is Jewish. But the Jewish religion says that you should follow the religion of your mother, which, again, is Catholic. So I'm kind of in this, halfway in between, rejected by both religions kind of weirdness. And so as I grew up as a kid, I didn't always fully understand that there were 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 or a million different religions. So a lot of the stories kind of got blended in my mind as a child. So I have this really funny story. I just remember my family would gather for Christmas and Thanksgiving, Easter, Passover, all major holidays that kind of associate with really any religion. It's really just about gathering as a family, but my whole family would come over to our house, and for Passover, the tradition of that holiday is that there are 4 questions that are asked in Hebrew by the youngest child. So, there's my sister and I. My sister does not know Hebrew, so I was usually assigned to ask the 4 questions in Hebrew, which was fine. But then there's also a little bag of tricks that you, it's the plague bag, because the story of Passover, there are plagues. There's 10 plagues. So you, as the adult in the room is telling the story, the kids pull out, each one as it comes out, the cicadas, the boils, which is little plastic things that represent whatever it was. And so I must have been 7, probably younger than that. I was probably 5 or 6. And I decided that I wanted to help my dad tell the story. And the thing is, as I told you before, I was very confused about what characters were in each story, which figures were in each story. And I proceeded to tell the story of Moses and all of these things. And I get to the part where the baby is put into a basket into the river, and later down the river, the Pharaoh finds the baby and adopts it. That's the story of Passover. But I get there and I said, and I'm this little kid, and I say, so then they put baby Jesus in the river, which is, very incorrect, because baby Jesus is not at all involved in the story of Moses and the plagues. And my entire family of 25 people sitting around this huge table just bursts out laughing, because they all understand what's going on, but I have I didn't even realize that I had said something wrong. I was I turned to my father and I was like, what? Didn't they? And it had to be explained to me that there were baby Jesus and baby Moses were different symbolic people, and that I had confused the two of them, and baby Jesus was never put in a river. So my family still makes fun of me to that day, and it's really a fun family memory that we have. And I've always had my family's always had really great traditions, and making fun of me is, of course, one of them. Another one is my family always has to put Cool Whip on apple pie every Thanksgiving. And we have this like weird. I have photos from being a child, like being a 4-year-old, and us traditionally because when you buy Cool Whip, it's in that like big plastic thing, not whipped cream that comes out of a can that you like push the side of, but Cool Whip where you buy it in the freezer section. And so you have to thaw it, and then there's a big family traditional flipping it upside down on top of a piece of pie, and it's like this tower of whipped cream that we eat, and it's probably really bad for our arteries, and it's really funny. And the last really great tradition that my family always follows is that after we gather for any big holiday or any real reason that, birthday, anything that we decide to gather for, we will watch Star Wars. And we try to it used to be that we would watch from beginning to end. If it was like a big family gathering at my old house, then we would literally start with the old movies and go to the new movies as they, came out. And then we tried to do this thing where, like, because every time you hang out with your family, you can't watch a saga of 7 movies. So we got to this point where we started watching one movie every time we saw each other, but no one could ever agree on what movie we were up to, or people would lie because they wanted to get to a movie they liked better, because, of course, I come from a family of crazy people who, if you can't tell, are insane like me. And, I don't know, tradition is a really big, important thing in my family. We always try to find small little ways to keep each other together, and I think tradition is a really good way to do that. So, yeah, that's my really long story about traditions in my family, and a crazy story about how I don't really know the difference between Jesus and Moses. Well, I do now, but I didn't when I was little. Okay, have a good one.